Good evening, my name is Kacper Paradowski and you're watching Poland Daily News. The Constitutional Tribunal decided yesterday that until the motion of the Speaker of the Parliament pertaining to the competence dispute between the Supreme Court, the President and the Parliament is resolved, the application of the resolution of the merged Supreme Court chambers is suspended.
Representatives of all parties which took part in the meeting in the presidential palace have stated that their discussions with the president did not change their position. Opposition politicians who were present at the meeting have stated that they believe the president supports the reforms implemented by the Law and Justice Party and will sign the bill on disciplining judges, although such a declaration has not yet been made by President Duda. Politicians from the left proposed to the president to refrain from appointing new judges proposed by the National Council of the Judiciary until the competence dispute has been resolved. As representatives of the left said, the president reacted positively to this proposal. Thus, the left seems to admit that there is a competence dispute, while civic platform politicians claim there is no such dispute. They minimize the role of the Constitutional Tribunal and argue that the tribunal does not have a mandate to express its opinion on the resolutions issued by the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court expressed in good faith the wisdom of the 60 judges who took part in the meeting of the three chambers of the Supreme Court. However, I have the impression that this legal dispute is political in its nature. I have the impression that the President has already decided to sign the law, and in the worst case he will send it to the Constitutional Tribunal, and that's the same as if he signed the bill himself. It does not serve the citizens, it serves the ruling party in its dispute with a part of the Supreme Court and a part of the judiciary. It's really not the case that the judiciary is some homogeneous entity and everyone stands in support of its first president, Małgorzata Gersdorf. I think that in the context of these 10,000 or so judges that we have in Poland, this is a vocal minority, especially those new judges who are very well trained at the Krakow School of Judiciary and Public Prosecution will know how to proceed in this case, respecting Polish law and not judicial interests. Brexit is about to become a reality. Tomorrow at midnight, the United Kingdom will no longer be a member of the European Union. Some Polish citizens living in the UK worry about their future after Brexit.
The United Kingdom will leave the European Union tomorrow at midnight. Yesterday, the leader of the Brexit party, Nigel Farage, said goodbye to the European Union in its own characteristic way.
I know you're going to miss us. I know you want to ban our national flags, but we're going to wave you goodbye, and we'll look forward in the future to working with you as sovereign.
Some Polish citizens living in the UK are concerned about what the future holds. In order to stay, all EU citizens have to apply for settled status. The deadline for applying is June 30th, 2021. Submitting applications will be free of charge.
It is also a matter of the right to education, work, the right to use public transport, and so on. All of those rights should not be changed towards Polish citizens.
Until the end of 2020, there will be a transition period, while the United Kingdom and European Union negotiate additional arrangements, including trade agreements, an issue which is very important for Polish business owners.
There will be no hard Brexit if they sign this agreement.
According to the columnist Elżbieta Królikowska-Awies, Brexit shows that joining the European Union is not a one-way ticket. It is a signal for other EU countries that it's possible to leave the European Union. It can be very helpful for Poland, especially now. It is a signal for the Polish authorities to take care about our relationship with the United Kingdom. Approximately 1 million Poles live in the United Kingdom. Nearly 400,000 haven't applied for settled status yet.
30 Poles staying in the Chinese city of Wuhan, cut off from the world because of the coronavirus epidemic, are ready to be evacuated. This was announced today by the Minister of Health, Maciej Szumowski. According to him, the Poles should be back in the country within a few days. No cases of coronavirus infection have been confirmed in Poland so far. We have prepared isolation wards to receive these Poles, we have prepared transport logistics, we are ready. As far as the situation in Poland is concerned, at the moment there are still no confirmed cases of coronavirus. However, as I said, sooner or later such a case will certainly appear here too. It will not come as a surprise to us, it will not be an extraordinary event, because we are ready. The US President Donald Trump has signed a new free trade agreement between the US, Mexico and Canada. The agreement, ratified by Congress in December last year, is called NAFTA II. Thus, NAFTA, the free trade agreement between the three North American countries, which entered into force in 1994, expires. The new agreement creates the largest free trade area in the world today.
Everybody said this was a deal that could not be done. Too complicated, too big, couldn't be done, we got it done. And today we're finally ending the NAFTA nightmare and signing into law the brand new US-Mexico-Canada agreement. Very special. For the first time in American history, we have replaced a disastrous trade deal that rewarded outsourcing with a truly fair and reciprocal trade deal that will keep jobs, wealth, and growth right here in America. And in a true sense, it's also a partnership with Mexico and Canada and ourselves against the world.
According to President Trump, the NAFTA treaty caused loads of factories to close down and jobs in the US to disappear. Ending NAFTA was one of Trump's campaign promises in 2016. The agreement signed yesterday includes, among others, new rules of product origin. To qualify for duty-free imports, at least 75% of the product value will have to come from the US, Canada or Mexico. At the same time, 40% of value must be generated with a minimum wage of $16 per hour. The new agreement protects jobs and supports economic growth. There are provisions for effective protection of the environment and workers' rights. There are also provisions recognizing that steel production must take place in one of the three countries of the agreement to obtain privileged treatment. This is the second trade deal signed by Trump in January. Earlier, the US president signed the so-called Phase 1 trade agreement with China. That is all for tonight. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for Poland Daily Business. Good night.